Cologne on home soil. Big are looking to make the playoffs, and it's one series to decide who goes through and who goes home.
Big are looking strong. tabseN in particular, I've enjoyed his performance back on land, especially in the play-in, but now the main event begins, and it is elimination time for one of these sides. 1xBet odds at the top of your screen favoring Big into the matchup. tabseN confidently running up middle. James jump spotting into mid to spot that out, and Sanji is going to be waiting for that mid-aggression in behind the box. He's got the Glock at the ready. tabseN and CSGO now walking into his crosshair. Sanji's location so strong in this position. He's got a headshot. He's not ready for the second. Now he's looking to long. CSGO's patience could work out for the trade kill here, and the flash comes through, and oh, CSGO eventually gets his kill.
Lovely flash work to get CSGO that frag, but look at the response from VP. They know they've lost that A site control, they know they've lost mid, so they have to go for this B play.
And Kito's going to drop out of the site. He had the rotation over Zantares, but the bomb is going into the B bomb site. Buster's hit a huge opening kill, and Kito's trying to get something, but Big are just not getting kills right now on the hold. That's going to allow Jim into the back of the site. He does take damage. He's going to plant the bomb, and Kito over the top. Couldn't deny the plant. In fact, doesn't even come out with a kill. Tizian his best chance, but it's not worked out. Virtus.pro, they have the pistol.
And I wouldn't be surprised if we see some of these more unorthodox rounds come through here. Whenever you're playing a rematch against a team you just played very recently in this very event, you can see teams start to go for big adaptations. If they really think that they can absolutely counter you, if they think they know exactly what you're going to do, you could easily see some huge switch-ups and just some crazy plays if you get the right read on the situation. So Big go for one of those early. They go for that mid-aggression. It worked out okay, but VP responded well.
CSGO, often a scout god. Let's see if he can get anything going. Oh, once you hear that smoke come out, you've learned that lineup. I love this tendency, you know, that we see CSGO do this quite a bit. I think a lot of good scout players in this round, and Alberts especially, will be able to predict that lineup. Because that smoke is so common to come through, and especially in these second rounds. Just a little bit unlucky not to get away with the kill. Zantares, Tizian now with the Deagle as well. Just got to go down quite quickly to kicker. He's opened up the round here for Virtus.pro. CSGO trying to get involved with the scout. It's not really working out just yet for Big. They really need a kill quickly, I feel, to create that chaos. Virtus.pro loving the start to the round now. Opening kill, slowing the play down.
Tizian taking a position where he was hoping he would be checked. That's a good shot from CSGO, though. That damage from Tizian helps him out, and that could dissuade VP from going into this A site. They're moving back to mid.
Yeah, back into the Deagle of Kito, and Yekindar getting rid of that so easily. He's going to sit down with the AK. The bomb's going back up into the tunnels, the safe avenue of approach. The bomb site completely empty, and tabseN's just holding in case he can spot a player come out of middle. CSGO scoped into the doorway at B. Really trying to see if he can spot something, but smoke's still available. That's going to go down for Virtus.pro, and Yekindar now holding off the tunnels entrance, and he's found himself a headshot easily onto tabseN. Great round out of Virtus.pro, just keeping it disciplined, keeping it clean. And Big, they get one on the scout of CSGO, but for the most part, VP will be happy with this.
Definitely a positive sign, seeing Yekindar look fairly sharp in some of these early kills. It is only against the pistols and the scouts, but he got that headshot very quickly. And that is often what Yekindar relies on when he forces fights by himself. We've seen it a lot for VP throughout this tournament. Yekindar will make those solo plays if he feels like he has the ability to win those battles. Zantares taking a bit of damage, but also dealing some back to James, who's decided the map 10 is more important to save. Now that he's low on health, I think that is a fine decision. Focus on your own economy. And Big only get to save a couple of scouts and a couple of Deags into this one, which they'll drop for their teammates.
I think it's going to be interesting in terms of talking about the style of both of these teams, especially on this T side of Dust2. Both teams are willing to slow it down a lot. You know, they take that short control, they do their defaults, but they take a lot of time doing it. And I think it's going to be a game of utility, a game of mind games, whether or not you can pull the utility out of the CTs to give yourself an easy time of things. I'm interested to see how good VP, or should I say Big, are holding this utility on the CT side. They've been so good with the util so far in this tournament.
Now, they have the best util stats out of any team here. In terms of flash assists, I believe they're #1, and then for nade damage, #2 at this event so far, which is so commonly the case for this Big roster.
That's why you love them so much, Hawker.
Absolutely. They've got a lot of good nades, a lot of good timings on them, even in the pistol round. You saw the flash over the top to set up that kill. Tapson doing surprising damage.
Oh, no.
Yakinda's trapped.
Oh, he's under so much pressure. Zantaras comes in with a double kill and Keto on the deagle. Oh, it comes down to a couple of missed shots from Yakindar, and now the round's opened up. Sanji trying to pull it back. Tabson completely tunnel vision by the upgraded weapon that lay in front of him. And now Jim and Sanji, they got to pull off a 2v4. Waiting for them on the other side of the A site is Searson on the scout. He's got a hold, he's done damage, and Sanji's down low. Searson knows he can just hide and hold the position. Find a different angle through the smoke, connects onto Sanji. And now the last remaining player of Jim, he's on a P250. Put the bomb down, he's got a kill already on Searson. He'd love to triple up here with a P250 in the clutch, but it's looking unlikely for him. Looking for some headshots, and Tizian on the scout. Easy headshot onto James. Round is stolen away by Big. That is just a round that no one expected to go Big's way.
They coordinate that aggression on mid really well, though. They have a couple of players coming through the mid doors, a couple of players coming from short. We're seeing more and more teams do this now on their CT side when they feel they need a risk in a round. Look at the mini-map. Big have everyone focused on mid early. They use their strength in numbers to take some of those VP players out of the round early. And I agree with you. I think Big will be very willing on their T side to play a slow game, but they do sometimes go for that CT aggression on Dust2 more than a lot of other teams. And that's an example of it there.
And we've seen them win so many of these rounds in the play-in, right? They were just winning on the deagles, winning on the individual skill, and that's why we got so excited about them early in the play-in stages of Cologne.
And those are some of the hardest rounds to call sometimes as an IGL. But Tabson now has transitioned from that star player into a really good IGL who always has a plan for them. Great plan in that round to get them the win. And now VP are in a position where if they lose this, their money is in trouble.
Well, Tabson holding position. Kicker has been at the front of the pack a couple of times in this tournament so far for Virtus.pro. And when he is, he's doing quite a lot of damage, finding a lot of impact. I think that's the luxury you have for VP, because if you do go for the slower style, you need explosive players, and they've got three performing well. Kicker, Bustard, and Yakindar. So this round, it's off to a bit of a slower start for Virtus.pro.
We even saw Sanji wide swinging Device yesterday at one tapping it, so he can have a go too.
We did indeed. Device is not happy with that, I'm sure. Sanji just swinging into the all pulled in the angle. It's quite brilliant when you see Sanji getting those kind of kills. Yakindar. Now he moves through. Out through the mid doors into his cubby.
Doesn't have any nades and no one with him to smoke CT, so this looks like more of a lurk, but that B site is very vulnerable right now.
That's a good flash from Keto. He's going to hold the T's back for a little longer, and because of that 1 second delay, Keto's come back in. He's looking at the site, but he's flashed and caught out of position, but Zantaras. He's taken down Kicker, and now a good position for him to find another, but Sanji. He out-jewels him, he out-aims him, and now we're down into 10 seconds. VP putting the bomb down inside the B site. Yakindar cutting off rotations. Such a strong position. He can do this sometimes, and Searson's up now trying to get rid of him, but he finds the headshot. 2v2 for Big. But considering going for the retake, lack of utility makes this very difficult.
Yeah, those no nades are going to be a real problem, but they are hanging around and seeing if they're given a fight. I think they realize now, though, no fight given to them means no chance to win the round.
That's always a tough pill to swallow when you want to go for that B retake, and they're still hanging around, Hawker.
They want kills.
They're trying to take down every play from VP, and Tizian's going to do that.
Surely not.
Now James alone, they're getting onto the bomb. Is there time? I just don't think so. Surely there's not time here. And it just isn't. Big try for the retake, just the second off, and James does a good job at just delaying. He was aware he was alone, all right. He was holding the pillar. He was aware that he was alone. It looked like he was hiding away.
Well, you've got to be careful. You never know when someone might pop up.
Someone's going to sneak up on him.
Yeah. Dust2's dangerous, man. There could be wild animals around. What sort of wild animals would there be on Dust2?
Yakindar, Kicker, Zantaras, Buster.
Absolute animals on the server. You're not wrong.
A little bit of Tabson.
That's a nice round for VP, though. And the thing I really like about that from Yakindar is when he goes aggressive and doesn't find an early fight or doesn't find an entry, in that position, he realizes he doesn't need to force the issue any further because he's just in a fantastic position to call for his teammates to push B. He can be that important player lurking towards mid and just buying that bit of extra time. That's exactly what ends up happening. And while he doesn't get a multi-kill from that position, he came close to it. He slowed Big down and got his teammates information that they only had to focus on that mid side.
Oh, smoke. Oh, Jame. Just a second too late on the shot. Now Searson, he's going to try and play on the edge of this mid-smoke, but he has to be careful he doesn't get caught. The player's now out of vision, and oh, Kicker walks on down, gets the kill, but the secondary ult of Keto is waiting.
tabseN could do with coming and getting that gun. He's not got a good weapon right now with the bad economy that Big were finding themselves in.
And we know tabseN can wield that ult as well. We've seen it in the past.
Tizian's been able to take that long control early, which is really nice here for Big, but they want more aggression.
Oh, Keto's going to go in deep into the tunnels. They're looking for the advantage. They're not happy with the round right now. They know they've got the weaker weapons. So a kill would certainly help matters, but waiting for the AWP to get aggressive is Buster. But he's starting to fall back now. They're starting to go up towards short. They're going to pressure in towards this A site. And Keto's just got all the info.
Xantares is with him, though, so he can't rotate. That means tabseN could still do with delaying on the site itself, and he's got a smoke to slow them down.
Oh, that's huge. That's going to buy so much time for his team to get into a better position. If Tizian can hold off this long play as well, VP could be in a real tough spot. If they try and drop back and go into tunnels, there's players waiting for them. tabseN with the HE kill, another one added to his tally. Yukindar out of play, another play up into the A bomb site. tabseN has missed them. They're onto the site already, keeping their heads low, dodging the sniper, and that will confirm the bomb plant. There's going to be a 3v4. A retake is looking good for Big, especially with that kill from Xantares, but Sanji's trying to make it more difficult. He's trying to give them an advantage, an edge, but Xantares, he's doing so much, and finally silenced by Jame. 4 HP, and Tizian just swoops on by, takes a wide angle for the fight, and it is going to be Big that pull it off.
Xantares' aim is just so scary. To do that with the FAMAS, that's a headshot angle that he's just double dinking people at, hitting that dink onto the second player. Xantares is so fun to watch when he's at his best. His aim is unstoppable at times. And that's not a crazy highlight play, but it's still a moment where he makes a big difference for the Big Clan roster. He probably called that last player was low as well, so Tizian could just put those shots through the box, get himself an easy kill. And that's forced VP into a timeout because their money is running out here. Nice round win for Big. Their money was on the verge of being broken, but they come through with some well-timed aggression, and it pays off for them. And another thing Big did there, which I really liked actually, was focusing that long side first. They got that nade kill onto Yukindar. That was tabseN leaving the A site wide open to focus on locking down that long area early, and then they didn't have to be as scared of long. They could much more focus heavily on the A site, and you even see Big using long for the retake at the end there. So a lot of nice concepts put into place by Big, and now VP do decide to force. They could have saved one for the buy, but they're going all in on this round.
And VP can do this sometimes. They can sometimes put their economy into disarray because they know they can win these kind of rounds. They've got that up their sleeve. They've got that in their back pocket. That's because Jame is so good on the scout. Look at the pace of Yukindar as well. Right towards Xbox, through the lower tunnels. So Towers and tabseN looking to hold off any early aggression.
And VP also know that Big's money is going to be low. They only saved 2 guns from that previous. So a win here could easily turn the tides in their favor, could get them a couple of rounds and off to a really strong start.
Big have to resist. They have to dispel any attempt here from Virtus.pro to break down that CT economy. Otherwise, this could get real messy. And when you enter that war of attrition with the economy, you never really want to be on the CT side. It makes it just more difficult. The results can be devastating for the half scoreline. Under a minute left, Virtus.pro have got short control, and with the utility, they can overwhelm the defense. There's no one inside of the site. They haven't even got a rifler on ramp to delay. Sears is the closest player.
Now, this setup from Big is all in on the B site with 3 CTs there. That means Tizian and CSGO will have to overperform and survive for a long time to even allow their teammates to get into position.
They're going to get a bomb plant here, Virtus.pro. Unless CSGO can take them down, It should be getting a bomb plant. Smoke start to come through. Remember, there is still a long attack trying to commit as well from Virtus.pro. This is going to get real messy. We need Tizian to hold if you're Virtus, or if you're big right now, and Searson is going to flick on down. Tizian with a double grid hold. Absolutely fantastic from Searson and Tizian. And now Virtus.pro looking for the plant, but Searson, no mercy, takes them all down. Jim and Sanji hit the deck in a third round for Big.
That is incredibly impressive from Big. They only have 2 players on the A site. That's a scenario where, on long, Tizian should probably be traded, but he overperforms. He gets those 2 kills early, and that was probably the most important position in the round, because as soon as Tizian stops the long play, Searson can fully focus on short. VP have run out of nades because they don't have that proper fall buy. They don't have all the flashes available, so Searson doesn't have to worry about long. He can just watch short. Easy pickings for Searson, and he is really warming up now.
Yeah, this is a little scary for Virtus.pro. If Searson starts to deliver, we're going to need Jim to try and challenge that, or the Riflers with some good flashes. Get Searson off those angles, have Kindar cracking open his skull a few times. They're going to have to try and figure out how to negate that problem. And then the other issue is, Keto's on the secondary op, and he's been pretty good at following up. And he's going to miss the shot this time. They baited out the shot. It's not going to repeat because you're likely to go down there. So Wits with the flash from Santaras. He's got the rifle support out beside him. Keto's getting a couple of opportunities now, and he's missed every single one of them. Tight angles, not easy fights. And Santaras is going to pick up a kill for Big. It's just a matter of time before this round gets added to the tally for the German side. And what a story if they continue to move through here in Cologne, because we look at this Big roster, we've seen them reach the grand finals of Cologne before, and after such a bad time of things online.
And in recent years, Cologne hasn't actually been as good for them. In 2019, they finished 9th to 12th. In 2020, they finished 13th to 16th. So after that one really good run at Cologne, recently it hasn't been as good to them. So it would be great to see Big back in the playoffs of Cologne.
And this roster is certainly one that can do it. We've seen them have success on LAN before the pandemic struck, and now they're coming back to form. 4-3, they're in the lead.
VP have their chance for a bye. They would have loved just 1 or 2 kills in that last round with the Deeg, do a bit of damage, force some big reinvestments, because right now the CT economy is looking stellar. This double up setup will continue to be in place, and the VP, they don't have that same luxury. They can't even afford a single sniper ahead of this one. So it is down to those aggressive riflers to make the difference. Kindar is moving up mid early, but Searson's been boosted. He loves to be boosted up here on this angle, and Kindar so close to being spotted, but he just tucks under.
Oh, Kindar does get found though. Santaras sticking around, hanging around, finds his kill, and Kindar down. Big continue to silence Kindar's impact at the start of these rounds. We've got to see more out of Kicker. We've got to see more out of Buster. Kindar, we were just talking about him. He has been on form over the last couple of best of threes. And Keto, he's loving this aggression. He's going to miss the shot. He has to get out of that. Actually going to hang around at the front end of that lurk smoke, and Santara is going to hold the bottom of the B ramp. Sanji's starting to come through. Tizian has been found for Big. And that's a Virtus.pro kill that you can feel quite comfortable with, because now it turns it into the 4v4. Once again, pressure's on Big to find the kill back, and Searson is going to do that.
Buster may need to be the man to make the play here. If Keto goes down, the round opens up, but Keto crouch peeks him, and James could be in trouble. He's down to 7 health. Tamsin does go down on the site, though.
Another great headshot from Sanji. Santaras and Keto need to make the full rotation. The 2B plays for the A retake. James has not been able to cross safely, though.
Oh, the bomb is in his hands.
There's no smoke for the cross, and the AWP is holding it. Although he's not scoped in. He's just jiggle peeking. That gives James a slight chance.
Maybe he could toss the bomb to the side.
He's got to do that eventually. There's only 18 seconds left. He's got to get it over that. Oh, he's got to try and take this fight, trying to clear the angles. If he finds Keto, there's a real chance now. James finds him. Santara's left in the 1 versus 2. 7 seconds left. Bomb plant starts to come through. Santara's, we know he can do this. One of the best rifles in the world, but James has decided not today. 3 kills from his AWP, and Virtus.pro tied up the scoreline.
Well played from James, and that's exactly what you are asking for. With Searson playing so well on the other side, we need to see James out-AWP some of these big players. That's exactly what he did here. That first shot onto Quito is what opens it up, and that second shot onto Xantares is also excellent because Xantares is a player who can be very quick on the trigger. So getting that kill so low on health, using the headshot angle to his advantage is really well done. And now Big take another timeout. We've had quite a few timeouts early in this game.
We have. The interesting part about that round, what's a big positive for Virtus.pro, is the fact that they lose Yakindar and they lose Buster. These are two huge entry players that open up the rounds for you. But the cool thing about Virtus.pro is they have James to fall back on, right? He can often play with Sanji in those moments and just pull those rounds back. And that's what you have. You have that X factor from James. He can provide those kind of rounds for you. It's getting exciting now. This game is really heating up, and we're getting into another gun round.
Good to see the gun rounds coming through in full force. James came somewhat close to that shot on the cross there, but Xantares will be safe, making his way over to B. Slower start to this round from the VP side. As you pointed out, those aggressive plays haven't been as successful. So we may see them continue to run that clock down. Big themselves are holding the utility though. This is something you pointed out earlier. There's a decent chance Big will hold those nades for the late round when they know they can be most effective. And VP aren't putting much pressure on the map right now. So Big are very happy holding their nades.
Virtus.pro start their walk up into short. At the moment, tabseN is playing a little closer to the site. Big have elected to leave this position open quite a bit in these gun rounds so far. But tabseN will be over here with Searson. Sandari at the ready. We know tabseN can slow them down with utility. We've seen it before. The cool thing about tabseN so far in this tournament, he's been saving those nades right up until the optimal point. And this really does create a problem for Virtus.pro. They start to come on through. Kicker's hit a beautiful headshot through the smoke. And Searson, he's blinded, completely neutralized right now. Still got a good angle though on the edge of the smoke, and he's found Kicker. Now looking for more as well. Searson tucking down, but the smoke is going through, and Yakindar with the headshot. All the kills start to come through now for Virtus.pro. Xantares and Quito are left alone. Cowering away. This time a retake is not even feasible. As Virtus.pro are up 5-4. These T-side rounds, they're running the clock down to the 30 seconds. Big still have utility, and Virtus.pro is still getting the rounds.
It's a really well played round from VP because, as you said, Big had a good idea they were coming, but the utility was excellent on the VP side. The way they have so many flashes over the top, the way they have that molly which forces Searson forwards. He can't just survive on the ramp, which is so often what players want to do in that position. He would love to just survive on the ramp. Oh no, where's the AWP? James died to the bomb. They got it. They got it. Calm it down, everyone. Sanji is here to save the day.
Yeah, of course. Sanji is always the player that gets the AWP for James in every scenario. But that round, unfortunately for tabseN, didn't go so well, right? He tried to jump up on the smoke, tried to get a kill to set up Searson, create that distraction, and just gets headshot through the smoke by, I believe it was Kicker. So really unlucky that for tabseN as well.
Kicker is also a player who's been having a very good tournament. He's been exceeding his rating that he's been putting up online. He's been getting better numbers here on LAN. Searson being boosted again. Big have got this focus on mid like they did in one of these previous rounds, and Xantares also goes aggressive.
Oh, this could be real deadly. Buster goes down to Xantares. It isn't even a headshot, it's just the time to kill so quick when he gets that first bullet off. That's going to be a huge opening for Big. They do win rounds like this. We've seen it already. And they know the pressure's on them. The rightful Xantares has to go and do something, and he's done that so well.
It's also a round where you can be fairly certain VP will just continue to default. So you can be aware there's a chance you can just push through mid like that, find a player. VP are spreading out quite heavily at the start of these rounds.
You see tabseN just being an information gatherer right now. He has nothing of value, so he just keeps his knife out. I mean,
what do you mean, mate? That knife is, yeah very valuable.
A knife's got a nice skin on it. Well, James getting swung out too long. Run boost is over. Smoke getting ready for the cross. Sanji clearing out car and really trying to limit these positions. With 35 seconds left, though, Big looking to just try and hold and create pressure in towards short. CSGO has got one. His teammate Tamsin has gone down. He just had a USP. Tizian unfortunately gets cleared out by Sanji. Virtus.pro being methodical, but there's only 20 seconds left. Jim is taking damage, and once again, he's the bomb carrier. He gets onto the site, locking in the digits. And now Sanji holding down as well, looking for a frag. Sanji's doing so much work right now. Jim as well. It's now just Keto. He's found an AK, but he'll be found by Kicker. Really good stuff from VP, and Kicker's hyped up about that one.
Really important kills from Sanji in that round and from Kicker at the end there. But Sanji is that player for me who occasionally just has one of those rounds where he gets a couple of important headshots. You see him bail out VP in some of these rounds. Similar concept coming into play for Big, but this time their mid-aggression only gets them the one kill, which means that VP still have a good chance of grouping up for a site take. Tizian, unfortunately, only had the pistol on the site, so he was always going to have a hard time holding that down. And another timeout taken by VP. Both teams have used 2 timeouts here, and we're only 10 rounds into the game. And this can happen sometimes. When you've just played a team so recently, you might start to take those timeouts quickly. You might start to try and adapt to the adaptations of the other team, because these teams do switch up the way they play when they have these rematches. So a lot of mind games going on between them, I'm sure. I know Tabson likes to get involved in those. By back out for Big, but no kit for them in this round. So they won't be able to play retake. They'll have to lock down the bomb sites. Long hasn't really been a factor so far for VP. They've rarely fought for this early control.
Yeah, it's been that lit takeout long once they're going for those splits up short, but this time at the beginning of the round, they'll finally challenge the defense, and Searson, he's been waiting for this. Flash is a good utility, keeping him at bay, so that does put more pressure onto Tizian. He's going to throw some utility of his own out to try and allow Searson to stay with him, and I like this. This is a great call from Big.
Using that smoke to their advantage right now, just staying alive, and that means Tabson can come in to help. Shot through the smoke, and they still have to be scared of so many angles here.
Oh, Sanji. Oh, smoke's going to get a bit, and that's going to reveal kills. Yakinda and Sanji both double up. Zantaras can come over to help out Tabson. The long hold is still relatively strong, but Virtus.pro have done very well at getting rid of those 2 players in behind the smokes. Tizian and Searson did a very good job initially, but Yakinda and Sanji, I don't know how they came up with both kills there.
It didn't look too bad for Big. It was just 2 fights go against them. James now has a molly for Car, which will force Tabson out. Smoke is there for him. Keto's got back to B, but he's not fully committed to the site, and it looks like the late round call from VP could work for them.
I don't know, Keto had a molly. Oh, he's got a headshot as well. This Molotov could really cause a couple of problems, and Keto's going to go in. A second kill, 3 from Keto. What is that? And now Jam in a 1v3. AK-47, 20 seconds left. I don't know if Jam's got even a slight chance here. They're not going to fight him. They have no reason to. The bomb's down on the B site. What a round from Keto.
That's one of the reasons why he's on this team. He has those pop-off plays occasionally where he just carries Big through for a round win. A couple of the VP players were low on health, but it looks like a good call. It looks like a good decision. You think they can trade onto Keto, but Keto had other ideas. That's a nice shot initially, then transitions over, and Yakinda gets transferred on at the end. He would have been a bit frustrated he couldn't get that kill, but Keto was pretty quick on the reaction. Still a close game here. It's been really competitive so far, and this does somewhat mirror the initial series these 2 teams played, where both maps went 16-13, 16-12. That's a nice shot from Keto down mid early. And yet again, long control could be on the cards here. Oh, look at that damage. Tizian down to 3 health through the smoke.
Yeah, it's not been a great start to the round in terms of health for either side, really, because James down to 27. This mid-control from VP strong and heavy, and Zantaras got to peek out from the window. He will find ahead of Yakinda. He's figured out the attack is starting to come up this B ramp. Keto, somewhat suffocated. Oh my god, Zantaras even shooting his own teammate. Oh no! Oh no! A great hold from Big initially, but VP just find the follow-up kills. That setup's not good from them. You know, 2 players and playing under windows, and Tara's just didn't even know what was going on.
How does Tizzy get that kill? He was making so much noise, but Buster could be about to save the round. He backs away, leaving the tunnels open, but he has a molly, and he has a chance to take the fight. Another kill for VP, and Searson should have no chance.
No kit here either. He's just holding for a pick out of the tunnels, but eventually we'll start to bring that ult back into the save call. Virtus.pro, 7 rounds on the board. I feel like these scrappy rounds are all going VP's way at this point. Other than the last round, we had a huge step up from Keto. Feels like VP are getting the edge in most of them.
Yeah, there's a lot of discussion points from that round. First one being, Big have left mid open in a lot of these rounds. They've had a lot of rounds where they'll play 3A, 2B, and they might leave mid open. So this is a round where VP make the most of that, and they get out through mid early. I really love that angle Xantares was holding initially from window, because he doesn't go wide enough where they're going to be pre-aiming him. Instead, he holds a slightly shallower angle, which means the T's will pre-aim window initially, and then they're likely to look away from it as they run up towards the site. So Xantares was able to get away with a nice early kill. The downside was, as soon as Xantares drops down there and shoots his teammate in that back position, VP can instantly figure out exactly what the setup looks like. Maybe that could have worked if Xantares doesn't shoot his teammate, but as soon as VP hear those shots from the site doing damage, they instantly know that Xantares has shot his teammate at the back of the site, so they can figure out exactly where those positions are. Looks quite uncomfortable on the whole for Big on that B site hold there, sadly. And now into this one, another timeout taken by Big. Only 1 remaining. They can't buy into this round, though. Just that saved AWP from Searson.
This might be a round in which Searson has to make it sing. This is going to go on in to the tunnels. Buster holding. And the AWP is going to fall. Keto's picked it up, though. Quickly falls back, and Buster was aware. Throw the nade in. No AWP blowing back, which confirms that it has been picked up, but the distraction has been enough for Tabson to get in behind. VP, though, in the meantime, have taken long control. They'll take the A side. They methodically clear it with Molotovs and put the bomb down. Money confirmed. Round should be locked in now as well. And for Big, they've got an AK, they've got an AWP. I think it's a pretty good save call for them here.
Those pistol players don't have much of value, though. Xantares has the Kevlar, which is likely worth saving. Tizian doesn't have that same luxury, so he will stick around with the P250, just seeing if there's a kill available to him at the end here. But good stuff from VP so far, especially because Big have been playing pretty well up until this point. We've seen some of those individual moments. We've seen some well-thought-through rounds from them. And yet VP are coming out on top right now. They are controlling the economy. They're winning a lot of important rounds. They're finding some nice answers here as this game goes on. It looks like they are also somewhat aware of the fact that Big are oftentimes leaving mid open, so maybe that is an adaptation from playing them previously. Maybe they realized and looked back and said, well, actually, Big aren't putting too many players on mid, so maybe we can make the most of that. Round 14. Finally, those double AWPs back out for Big. They could do with a couple more rounds here from this first half, though.
Again, they're going for this tunnels aggression with the AWP on Keto. Trying to peer down with the AWP. They've been trying this time and time again, and VP have won it most of the time. Buster waiting for him. Keto. He's got a good angle here. But because of the position of Buster, he is slightly elevated. Would have to be a slight adjustment upwards from Keto to be able to get the instant kill and not the leg shot. Buster's not peeking. It's a game of patience right now between the sides, and finally, they'll bait out the shot. Buster gets information the AWP is holding. No one comes out on top. And now look at this wide open, Big.
Though. Yeah, so Keto has to be scared of both positions. Now Big have got that long control. They will start to send players back, though. So it works out fine as Keto looks for that fight on mid. He's unable to land a shot. Yeah,
they've had a couple of chances here, just haven't really been able to open anything up. And Yukindot, he loves to open things up. Going in towards the AE bomb site. See if he can find Searson. And when you drive peek it up like that, you're very likely to go down to it. And Searson's going to take those kills all day long. You cannot do that to an AWPer of Searson's caliber.
Akito's pushed tunnels now.
Yeah, this is really good. He's been wanting to do that, but he's been all over the place. And Virtus.pro now come through. Middle taps in with a great hold. 2 kills picked up and finally traded out through the doorway, but they're running right back into the AWP. Buster cleared this initially. Will he expect Keto to still be hanging around?
Oh, Flash won't connect onto Keto because he's so close to the tunnels. And James realizes, even though it is late in the half, saving the AWP is probably the better call. He's taken a bit more damage. Big were thinking of hunting him here, but now that they just have 3 players alive, they might be better off keeping all their guns and making sure it is a proper full buy into the last. So James is allowed to save. This hold from Tabson is really what changes the round, though. And Tabson has been somewhat quiet here on Dust2 compared to what we've seen from him so far in this event. He's been up there as one of the best players for Big, despite being their IGL. He's their 3rd highest rated player at this event. So nice to see Tabson getting back on track. Nice to see Big finding that info. And oh, that's a nice shot from James, looking down mid and catching out that AWP of Searson.
That's what we want to see James save the AWP in the last round, because he comes right back into this one with the impact immediately. Virtus.pro will hold the advantage. Keto, he's been loving some of this tunnels aggression. He's been trying to get in and try and take those fights early, but this time a more passive setup from the back of the site.
This time Tizian's pushed into the long doors. So I think Keto realizes there is a reasonable chance there could be players coming his way. It's not worth pushing when there could be a couple of players in the tunnel.
I don't really like the setup from Big. They don't have anybody near the B site. And so if they do push into B, Keto is very likely to go down. There's no rifles coming over quickly. You've got to hope for a retake, and you will be down 2 players unless Keto can make something happen here. He's got a smoke. He could delay.
He needs to use that smoke to delay, but there's a decent chance VP will just try and flash through it. That's smart from Keto, though. Getting out of the B site, so he doesn't stay fully committed.
Yeah, it's also a deep smoke, so VP can't really play through it like you would a lurk smoke if it was shallow in the tunnels. And because of how much utility Big have left, they're going to start using it up, but that smoke, not great from Big. Yukindar, here's the footsteps. This Antara is sitting over and trying to duel him out. Oh, Yukindar is down to 11, but here comes the B play. Buster looking for some kills. Keto's at the back of the site now on platform. He's got teammates to help him out. And Keto's hit the shot. Buster's gone down. He's just hiding away, but remember, Zantares did not take any damage in that duel against Yukindar, but he will take damage now. Sanchi taking him down, and Keto, under so much pressure, trying to buy some time for his team. He's still staying alive. He's going for a kill, but finally goes down. It's seconds left for Virtus.pro. It's just Tizian left on Big, and he falls as well. 9-6 half for the CIS side as they look to try and take map 1 against Big. We'll see if they can do it as he head into the second half.
Bloodstained flag. Open road and nomadic plans. I'm coming to get
Virtus.pro lead the way versus Big in their elimination game, and it is Dust2, the map pick of Big. It's looking a little difficult for them now, and these odds have dropped significantly. Look how close they are heading into our second half. It's been a great game of Counter-Strike so far. And Virtus.pro will now start on their CT side. Big going for a quick play into the tunnels.
Keeping it slow, and it's actually VP themselves who are going to push into the tunnels. They won't spot the big players, though. And now the mid players from VP are playing back, but this could work out really well for VP if the timing's right. Oh, the flank is coming.
Oh, Yakinda, he's going to eat them up. He's right behind them. Tasty headshots coming his way. Oh, he's got one. Now give it away his position. Couldn't quite follow up, so Yakinda is going to back away with just one.
Buster's all the way in spawn, though, and Big realize we've lost so much ground. We may just have to go for this A play, even if it is into a stack.
Yeah, smokes are up into short. Jam is looking to try and hold it. Spotted a couple of players, but again, remember, there is a player at Goose. Jam is just the distraction to pull them away from Kicker, but the flash is so good. Luckily, Jam comes in with a headshot in reply because his teammate, Kicker, just went down. And Zantara's Glock at long range, not the best weapon for this kind of position. And Tizian, he's going to fall as well. Big getting picked apart. It's all on Zantara's, and he goes down 10-6. Virtus.pro win the pistol, and they win it convincingly.
Convincing pistol round win off the back of Yakinda's aggression. And while he hasn't had his best game individually, he hasn't got too many kills. He's bottom of the board. He's still having impact with those pushes. Smart play to just play it safe, realizing that one kill is enough to stress out Big so much that they'll be forced into the stack on the A site. And it's just so much information gathered that the VP players can talk about exactly how they want to set up their crossfires. So there's the upside of Yakinda. Even when he's not getting kills with his aggression, he gets you the info you need. Now Jay going for some aggression of his own, but Buster's been dealt with, and the Deegs are coming through.
Unbelievable from the Deagles. This is what Big can do. We've seen it in this tournament so far, and they do it again. But Yakinda, he's coming in behind. Oh, the timing. He just got spotted by Tizian. He's going to be holding the angle. They swing into him. A double push, but Yakinda's taking them both down. Luckily, Sierson on the scout comes in with a reply. And Sanchez in the 1 versus 2. Mash tries to get back over to the site. He's got to come through window. That starts to come through. Oh, Sanchez low HP. He's got it onto taps in 1 versus 1. Sanchez can win this round for VP. He can pull them out of a hole, and he swings right into Sierson. His scout's there for the double kill. And Big, they do it again, Alex. They do it on the lower tier weapons. They find a way.
Big lose both pistol rounds on this map, but this time they bounce back straight away, and that could easily be the turning point in this game. Keto and Tizian landing some brilliant shots, insta headshots, and then Sierson's scout is always so reliable. And the reason I say this could be the turning point is because Big's Dust2 has been so good all tournament long. They've beat OG on it, they've beat VP on it, they've beat G2 on it, and it's their T side where they're winning more of their rounds. So if they can get off to a couple more here against the weaker buys, this game really opens up.
It's not a comfortable lead for Virtus.pro at all, especially because this round should go in favor of Big comfortably. Then we're looking at 10-8 on the board. Big win the gun round, and right back in things, tying up the scoreline.
Has been really nice seeing Sierson and James show up. Just because at this tournament so far, Sierson has the most AWP kills per round, and James is, I believe, 3rd in AWP kills per round. So they've both been really good when they've had that AWP.
Yeah, it's been really cool to see. And I think Keto is another player I've just enjoyed watching in this tournament. You know, he's constantly been playing well, which is really cool to see, because often we talk about his inconsistency issues.
I've liked Keto's evolution as a player too, because when he first joined Big, I really got the feeling he was being put in a lot of hard entry spots, and now he's become a much more well-rounded player. And aggression from VP works okay, but the kills are only allowing them to exit safely because they've left that A site wide open. So save call comes through.
Yeah, not a bad save at all. Getting M4 into the hands of Buster. They have Kevlar on Sanji and Buster, and smoke here for Jam as well. VP are a team that love to get that AWP out as quickly as possible onto Jam, and that's not going to happen in this next round, obviously. It's not going to happen for a little while. So I am intrigued to see how their CT side will play out without the AWP on Jam. I think some of their economic decisions are going to lead up to that ult purchase, which should allow Big to get closer and closer to that equalizing scoreline.
Xantares clears the corner. One more gun removed. Sanji not realizing that push would come through the long doors. And that is a shame for VP, because their investment into this round is likely non-existent. As you suggested, though, won't be easy for James to get that up. I think right now he's $100 short. Oh, God, I'm trying to do maths. Maybe $50 short if he doesn't get a kill. So he would need a kill, basically, and then he could buy the AWP glass cannon. Wouldn't be ideal, but would be an option.
You're a brave man, Hawk. You're trying maths live on stream.
Yeah, my degree is not in maths, everybody, just for the record.
Oh, yeah, Kindar swings
no.
out. Double kill on the USP. You know, okay, Xantares. He's got a degree in spraying down 3 players. AK-47 comes out. Nice recovery, because things were looking real messy. Kindar getting a couple on the USP, and then Xantares just decides to mow them down in one foul swoop. Sanji's turn to try and get something. He will take down Xantares. He did take damage at the start of the round, so the USP is quite quick to kill. To reply that is good, and now a 1 versus 2. Buster is going to try and get around the tunnels. If he moves quite swiftly, would be able to get into a decent position, but Big are about to find the site. They'll have no problem getting that bomb planted, and then I think they just look at tunnels. I think they've just got this locked in, surely.
Oh, the smoke. Into tunnels.
That's busted. You gotta save now, surely. Unless they don't predict him to walk through the smoke. They're not currently watching it. Now, Searson's looking back, so yeah, maybe just sit around for an exit, try and get this M4 into the next one again. Xantares, man, you gotta thank him for just recovering that round, because that could have went real poor.
It's nice seeing the spray from Xantares too, when so often we see him just wide swing and hit the headshots. Showing that his spray is also on point. Buster's been spotted, so they back away in the other direction. Yeah, a nice 3-course meal there for Xantares, and he ate it all in one go. Fair play to him. Not easy to do. 9-10 scoreline between these two teams. Yeah, Kindar does technically have money to buy an AWP, thanks to some of these USP kills, netting him a few extra $100. But there's that spray from Xantares. Wonderful to see it in slow motion. And another timeout taken. This time VP down to only 1 timeout remaining. Both of these squads have used 3 of their timeouts now. Both only have 1 left in the hole, and Kindar is going to buy that AWP. So those USP kills make a difference. That's what's allowed him to buy this sniper. Wow, he drops it to James.
Yeah.
So Kindar's going without Kevlar on the rifle.
Oh my god, this is how much they put into the AWP of James, right? This is how much pressure and how much focus they put on putting this AWP into his hands. Even Kindar has to sacrifice his Kevlar just to get that AWP into his hands. It better get something out of the round here, Hawk. That's all I'm saying.
They're also leaving Kindar solo B, which is kind of crazy. They're putting a lot on his shoulders.
Well, putting a lot on his shoulders with not a whole lot on his shoulders right now. Searson looking for the peek out into long. He's taking quite a bit of damage, and he will get his kill. Sanji's been picked off early. Jamin towards middle, looking to really make this AWP sing. It's a huge investment. Better get something out of it. Luckily for the moment, Big aren't looking to pressure into the B site. They're still trying to take this mid control early. Nikendar's actually going to leave the B site right now and come back to help the AWP of James. So rifle support is there if the AWP needs it. Xantares still hanging around in the tunnels, and Big could certainly still turn their attentions back to B in the late round here. So comes down to this mid fight. Will James be able to win it? And he will. Searson has fallen. That's an important kill to grab, and now that's going to send Kindar back up into the B site.
Yeah, that looked like they were taking a risk and saying, if Big go B, we just save, because that's an okay option, considering this buy wasn't ideal in the first place. But now that you've got the kill back, you play the round slightly more standard, but B is still so exposed right now.
I don't think a retake's even possible right now. They don't have utility, so even if they go B, the round's won here for Big just by hitting this B bomb site. Ikendo's going to hear all this utility coming out. He's going to know that the round is done. Save call's already starting to come through for Virtus.pro, and Kindar for Tizian, and he'll fall. I think the IEM punch definitely will play a factor there, and Kindar's now out of play, and Virtus.pro going up to, should I say Big now going up to 10. They've tied up the scoreline, and this save call from VP, I mean, you can't really complain about it, because they didn't have too much coming into the round anyway. It's better to save what you've got now, get a decent buy in the next one, than throw everything away and be down on an eco.
Yeah, this buy in the next round should be better with Buster having all that money in the bank. I think they'll pretty much have everything they could want, so I'm not fully against them taking a risk in this round where Yakindar doesn't have Kevlar, where they go down a man early. Taking that risk is fine for VP. They have the chance to do that considering the scoreline. Now we'll get to see a more standard gun round at the ready. Buster can drop whatever his team want him to. Could even be an AWP if they wanted that double AWP setup. But I think it may just be a rifle. Oh no, he is going to buy the AWP. So Buster taking that AWP, as he does do fairly frequently on Dust2. I'm fairly certain he will be on that B side of the map with the sniper. Yakindar there to support him, and some early long fights coming through. Xantares has been flashed in, and VP decide they can't afford to fight this. Or maybe they can, though. They're going for it.
Oh, Kicker just running down into pit. He's got such a good position here. Flashes start to come out as well. Kicker blinded yet again. Not really challenging him just yet. Another flash. Kicker spent most of this round just fully blinded, and finally, it reveals his chance. The kill comes in for Kicker, but Keto's doubled up. He's found 2 towards long, and that's a huge opening for Big.
That's what I was concerned about. VP use a lot of their utility just getting into pit, so they don't really have nades to help them in those fights once they start to come through. They also just didn't account for Keto being so far forward. You see Kicker gets that kill on the other player and didn't realize that Keto could so quickly turn around and take him down. This is the response from Big, though. They slow it down. They bring that bomb back towards B. Keto's missed that molly onto Car too, which is a bit of a shame, but VP are still sticking around heavily on this B bomb site. There's a real decent chance for them here, having these AWPs in position.
But do Big leave B and go back up short, though?
Oh, yeah.
Because Keto's already up on the A site, and he starts to tell them, empty right now. Yakindar could spoil the party, though. He's got a kill on Tapson, just about missing out in a second on a Searson. They need to get onto the site, but there it is from Keto. Right through CT spawn. Yakindar's been taken out, and now it's the double up setup for the retake. This just isn't looking too likely. Jim knows Keto is down in CT spawn, but can he take him out of the round? He's gonna push forward. Keto for his 4K. You can't stop Keto. He's an absolute machine right now.
This was such a bold round from Keto, and he wants the ace. We've had so many aces so far at Cologne. Could we have another one? We didn't have any in our opening best of threes today. Oh, Buster gives away his position. He's going to cross. Keto with the ace.
Keto with the fatality coming in, 11-10. Big into the lead by 1 round, and Keto is an animal. Those long fights coming in, just so good from him. The A play, the heads-up play, he did everything in the round. It's not just getting the kills, it's the information plays, the communication, the important frags coming in early to keep them at bay, because if he doesn't get both of those, they're in a big issue.
That play is crazy, dropping into CT. That is so bold, because you know there are some AWPs on the other side. You know there could be AWPs watching you towards CT, but I love that Keto's confident to make that play. And Big goes straight back to the long control. VP this time second-guessed themselves. After the previous round went so badly for them on long, they're not happy fighting for it. So Big used a lot of utility to get that long control, but it works out for them. And now VP may take some risks with those Deegs they have, because they only have the 1 rifle in this round. Yakindar was peeking into the B tunnels, but he's just backed away as Big begin to move into the tunnels themselves. It looks like VP have gone for the stack, and they've got the wrong read.
In these kind of rounds, Big just going for the B side is so good. Because as soon as they just go B, they win the round. There's nothing you can really do about this if you're Virtus.pro. And these are the easiest rounds to win on Dust2.
And they know that Big in the previous round just walked up long, not using any nades with Keto. So VP actually have to be scared of that long play after they lose long so early on. They didn't have to fully rotate, but they decided it was worth taking a risk in this round. And they know that Big were a team that were willing to go for the walk up long previously. So they try and read it. Not getting the right read this time. And this is something that is slightly different for VP here, compared to that series against NIP, where VP were getting the right read almost every time against NIP. Now they're struggling to read this Big side who love to play across the map.
That is definitely something I was bringing up a little earlier on, right? Is the fact that in the pregame, you have to talk about the stylistic clash, and I think Big probably just have a style that's more difficult for James to get those reads on, to call for those gambles. You can't take as many risks like that because Big also, even if they figure out that you've stacked, that there's a gamble, there's a rotation, they figure that out quite quickly, and you can have these information plays, and they can change it up in the mid-round. You know, Big are a tactical team like that. They leave themselves open with lots of options. For Virtus.pro, they're going to have to try and figure out a different style of approach now. How are they going to deal with this?
Tabson's a man after my own heart with that SG purchase. He's been rocking it throughout the event, man. I've been really impressed.
He really has been. I think a few players started to pick it up as well. Okay, you can die. Molotov spreads a little further than he thought. He's going to take some damage because of that. And a sound cue as well, given away to Big.
In case you're wondering why we don't see that SG much anymore, the fire rate is much lower nowadays. Exactly. So you're basically having to hit the headshot a lot of the times. But it may still have its place in some longer range fights. Yeah.
I mean, we do see some AWPers pick it up as well. You know, we see Dexter pick it up for Team Spirit a couple of times. He'll even glass cannon that thing, so... I mean, definitely see it a few times. I think it's in a good spot. I think this is where people wanted it originally, where, you know, you use every gun in Counter-Strike, but one's not overpowered, right? I think this is a good spot right now for the Krieg. And it's a good spot for Kido.
Big just smoked the long corner from mid. They're trying to fake the long play, but James is ready for the play through the mid doors.
Yeah, Kino's going to be the first victim off that. Ykindo's found the follow-up as well here for Virtus.pro. They found the first 2 picks, and they're looking good. Captain with the Krieg. Ykindo's in CT, but can they really deal with him? Can they flush him out? And now the play out from Kicker. He gets in behind him. Big problems now for Big. Tabs and Zantaras starting to get ripped apart, and now just Zantaras left alone. 1v4 for him. Players all over the place, and Sanji with a headshot right down from top middle. Sanji's aim has just been nuts in this tournament, dude. He's just hitting some of these ridiculous shots coming in. That's another nice one added to the collection.
And VP go ahead and save that SG on the CT side, which is something that oftentimes can be very nice to have. If you just scope in on an angle with the SG on CT, you can easily do some good work with it. So hopefully Buster has been putting some time into learning the spray pattern of that Krieg. Another opportunity for Searson on the mid doors, unable to take it. That round for Big was one where they were really trying to just completely sell the fake over towards A long, but VP was so far forward, they didn't fall for it. And because of that, they were ready on the B site. So that's a round where VP are able to read the fake that Big were trying to throw in. I would expect Big to go back to something slightly more standard now, though. Buster feeling confident with this SG.
Zantaras is in a good angle to hold, though, because he's constantly moving, changing up his position, but the Molotov doesn't quite spread, so he doesn't have to waste that smoke, but it has given away the sound cue. Buster knows he's in there. Zantaras should know that as well. I wonder how this affects how Zantaras approaches this. He hasn't been forced into the open, and Buster, he's still holding that left angle. Zantaras swings. Buster has to make a big relocation of his crosshair. He has to make a huge adjustment.
And Zantaras is going to get help, so if his teammates peek, then Zantaras almost certainly has the chance for the trade kill.
And I don't think Zantaras is going to peek without having his teammates close by, so Buster's screwed here. There's no way he comes out with a kill, and Zantaras just takes him down.
Now Ykindo's in trouble. Alone on this B site, he would have to have a monster hold.
Oh, well, Ykindo's looking down in the ramp, and he's got one. He's got to flick back to the tunnels, and he's done that. Bomb down, and Ykindo's so far so good. He's looking for a monstrous play. And Ykindo, there he is with another one. Following up. Nightmares right now. Ykindo is the monster under Big's bed. And Searson going for the plant. What a hold so far. Searson taps it into the open. Jane brings him down. Ykindo's alone, but it doesn't matter. Fear is struck into Big.
Ykindo, the unyielding, never gives up on those fights. He finds the 1v1s, he takes that fight into the mid doors initially, and then he's able to turn around, and the spacing for Big is just a bit off here. They try and rely on that flash, but Ykindo dodges away from it. He gets a couple of early fights, and then low ammo towards the end there, but able to land the all-important headshots he needed. That is a huge moment for VP. Ties up the game and forces Big to use their final timeout because they are not happy with how they just lost that round.
Oh, that's one of those individual moments you know is not replicable usually. So, you know, you got to brush it off if you're big. You should have shut him down much quicker. The play should have come in a little quicker there, and maybe the spacing could have been better through the smoke, but you got to just tip your hat to him because your Kindart pulls off plays like that on LAN. Try it online.
VP didn't smoke the mid-cross there on CT's side, which is quite rare. I think Jame was hanging around to see if he could trade if one of his teammates was taken out. They have been able to cross safely, so it worked out all right for them. Long control has been taken by VP. While Big went for that in a couple of rounds, on the whole, VP have put a couple of players there to have a real foothold on long. That does put a lot of pressure on Jame on this A bomb site, though. And Orp would need to step up if he was tested.
If Jim passes this test, then we can comfortably say that everybody for Virtus.pro, every big hitter is having a time in the sun. And Jim has handled pressure before so far here on Dust2. And Big are starting to walk their way up short. Utility starting to be used up. I wonder if there is a change-up, and your Kindar is going to go towards CT. You got to feel uncomfortable, though. You know you've got to try and help out that B side, because they could drop back. Sanji's out towards long. Luckily, Jim now does have help from Kicker, so the rifle is there to assist him. Still 35 seconds left, and Big are really taking their time about this one. And you can see it's keeping VP guessing. You've still got 2 players in B. That's going to be a very slow rotation. Utility coming out into mid, but now the play up into Jim. He's hit the first shots, and Tara's been brought down. The play out long is stopped by Sanji, and Big once again disjointed and now crumbling piece by piece. Limb for limb are being pulled apart, and finally Tapson starts the rebuilding. Jim is focused at long now. The rifle of Kicker starting to get to work. He's done well, but Searson and Tapson pulling kills back, and now it's all on the in-game leader. Tapson left at long. Bomb is planted, but not for him. He's got to get up onto the site, take some of these fights. He's not going to be able to do it. Some damage onto Yakindar, but it's not enough, and Big will concede the round. It's Virtus.pro that go into the lead.
Searson got given the opportunity there on that second shot. If he could have landed it, that may have been the moment that won them the round, but instead it goes the other way. As you said, Tabson would have had a much better chance if the bomb was planted in the open, but would have been planted on that safe side of the box. Big didn't have enough control to get it down for him, and so he can't put himself in a position to see that bomb clearly. Big's pistols have been a real talking point throughout this tournament. We've seen them win so many rounds like this, with the Deagles, with the weaker weapons. This is one they could really do with getting, but already one of those Deags is gone. Jame going aggressive and shutting down the Deags early.
Great stuff from Jame, the double kill, and now Kicker getting involved as well, having some fun with his rifles, and Tara's getting away with a Deagle kill. The clean sheet prevented. 14-12. It's VP are now 2 rounds away from taking Dust2, and this is Big's map pick. Inferno's up next. We talk about how VP are excellent on Inferno. Big have had history on Inferno as well. It's a map that they've recently been okay on. I wouldn't say they're quite where they used to be. So I think VP certainly will feel comfortable if they take this first map in the series.
We are getting those close maps we were expecting, but if VP could take this over the line, maybe they do get their revenge in the series. Faster play from Big, though. So far, they've been slow. This could be a quicker play.
Tara's goes up into short. Keto is going to try and play in behind him. Good control taken early by Big, but they do want to get out towards long. To make this A split potent, you do want some long control. Sanji has been unrelenting in this position. He's done a lot of work.
Some of the prior rounds can't help, but this time he's alone, and this time Tizzy invests him.
Yeah, peeking into the long play, it is a risk, and because of that, Sanji does go down, and that puts pressure on the A defense now. Buster has to focus it short, the rifle running closer. Buster's taking 1 kill now, focuses in towards long. Buster, we've seen him in the tournament from here before, and he goes again! Give him an up on the A side, and Buster gets you rounds. Santaris is left alone, 1v4, taken down, and Buster, another 4K. He had the ace a couple of days ago, and now the 4K from the exact same position. Virtus.pro, map point, and Big are crumbling on Dust2.
Buster's not normally even an A player on this team. He's generally playing that B bomb site in a lot of the rounds. But this time, they have the read. They leave Yakindar alone on B. He plays A, and he comes through with some crazy impact.
And they know that the way they play that is so well played because they know they lost long. So Buster, instead of focusing on the long position, exposing himself, they both go and take short control quickly. and then go back and focus long. So great positioning from Buster, great composure under pressure. And now into round 28, it's big with a buy that's a little shoddy, right? They've got some utility here. They've got a Galil in play. No AWP. It's seriously on a scout. And for AWPs, there's 2 on VP.
Even that smoke VP used in the last round was really nice because it meant they could play on the site and see that angle clearer. Yakindar's just got away on 1 health there, forcing the fight onto Xantares. Searson unable to trade. Another round where VP get that clear man advantage, and this time it could win them the map.
Yeah, this is going to be difficult for Big to find their way out of this now. They're going to challenge Jim. Good flash in. Kicker's got the trade almost immediately, though. And the bomb is going towards short. Once again, they'll challenge. This time, it's Sanji on the A site. He's going to have to try and delay, buy some time because he has no teammates near him. They're all over towards B. And Sanji peeks up the rifle spot at the shoulder. Tapson's gone down. The bomb on the floor, and Sanji, there's a smoke up in his face. He's not a disgrace, though. He hides him behind, and he's done very good here for VP. But Tizian looking to hunt him down. Utility starting to come in. Yakindar found in the backside is short, and still Sanji alive. But the bomb plant starts to come through. Sanji can't do much about it. And Searson towards short spots the backpack. But Buster now creeping below. He's got a good position to peer up into short, and Tizian needs to take out Sanji. Needs this kill, and he's got it. Headshots in, and now Buster in the 1v2. He's found the first, and now looking for Searson. He's upgraded to the AWP. He's evolved from the scout and the smoke onto the site, but there's been no tap from Buster. That's not going to pull the rotation out. It's not going to pull the swing. And Buster's going to hold, tapping the bomb finally, not sticking onto it, doing it again. And Searson this time swings into the open. The AK will keep Big alive. The headshot through the smoke, and the Germans are not done.
Searson coming through with some really important rifle kills throughout this round. He was in some positions where if he loses the fight, they lose the round. They're probably done for because Tizian would have been trapped on the site in such an impossible position. But Searson knew he had to set himself up for the round win. Big somehow hold on. Now they've got to do it again. Tabson's got the Mac 10. They still have a decent buy. And if they win this one, they could put VP down to a bad buy into the last round of regulation.
And VP have gone for the 4-man stack towards long early in the round. And Big have gone to the opposite side of the map. They're going in for the B play. There's only one player here right now.
Even just Tabson smoking CT makes it so hard for them to come help him.
Oh, Buster's under so much pressure. AWP, though, it has to deliver again. He's got one off, smoke onto the molly. That'll keep him alive for a few more seconds, but Tizian makes sure his life expectancy is brought to an end.
They've got to save. They've got to save.
They have to at this point. The money is on that line, and right now for Big, what a great call to hit the B site.
Wow. And it's a faster play, one we haven't really seen from them. VP have had a few rounds where they've committed heavily to A. They've had quite a few rounds where they've left one-man solo B. And finally, Big make them pay for it. It took them a while to figure it out, but now that they have, they've got themselves up to 14. And we will be playing every single round of regulation. These two teams, when they played earlier, played 2 close maps. This time it's even closer.
We might be getting the bonus rounds. We might be getting overtime coming up between Big and Virtus.pro on the first map of this elimination game, and I think that's only fair. You know, the rematch for elimination in Cologne, you don't want to see a team bow out.
One more timeout for VP ahead of this one. That last round may make VP question whether they want to commit so heavily to that A site. In a lot of these rounds, VP has stacked A, and it's been the right decision. They've stacked heavily towards that site and been able to hold it. But now that Big has shown them they're willing to pull the trigger on a faster B play, VP have to question whether it's worth going for that long control so heavily again, or if they want to switch it up to try and win themselves this map.
VP likely to go into a default in this round with the setup out of spawn. Searson peeking into middle, no one being spotted, no shot being ringed off, and some counter utility early from VP. Look at them trying to stop this early B play. They really feel like B is a weakness right now. They stacked 3 players over here in Yakindar. He wants the aggression into the tunnels. So Taras, oh, keep your gun out. He gets peeked. Yakindar goes down without a kill, though. And VP have now lost the player. But I wonder if this makes Big think about going into the B play. The answer is just no, because the bomb's out A.
They got that long control, And I like that Big go for the long control in this round. I think it's likely that VP go to that standard setup you were talking about. That means long should be much easier to take. It's probably a maximum of 1 or 2 players holding. So Big get this control, and they have themselves loads of nades to make this A play work. VP can play from short with the AWP of James, with the rifle of Sanji, but if the utility is effective, James going to have a really hard time doing anything to deny this A play. And here come the smokes.
Smoke lineup, the wall created. But James, he's going to throw his own smoke down, and that is going to give him some cover, a wider angle to play with his AWP. Sanji spamming through, tabseN trying to get the boost over the top. Oh, Jamie gets spotted. He knew about the position. tabseN brings down Jim through the smoke, and now Big have a 2-man advantage. Running right over to the site. They've got to get that bomb down. Molly's still in play, but kills just keep coming for Big.
They're all so low. They're all so low, but it might not matter. Kicker trying to do what he can.
Oh, he's so low indeed. And finally, a couple of kills come in for VP. This is not done yet, but the long post plant is so strong for Big. If VP are to win this round, they've got to break down that post plant position and tabseN. He's so aware again. Again, he shuts them down. Buster off the top of the boost. It's all on Kicker. He's got to deny this overtime, and he can't do it. We're going to overtime here on Dust2. Big versus VP continues after the break.
Seems like I can't get away from the hot sun. Always night and never day. Even when I wash the floor, the dust still comes. Keep on hunting for the bread. No matter how lost, need no light, no spark. I'm in line mode. With my eyes closed, I can see in the dark. I'm a quiet storm. Far from calm, I know you feel me, brother. Seems like I can't get away from the hot sun. Always night, it's never day. Even when I watch the floor, the dust will come. Keep on hunting for the prey. No matter how lost, need no light, no spark. I'm in line mode. With my eyes closed, I can see in the dark. I'm a quiet storm. Far from calm, I know you feel me, brother.
Overtime between Big and Virtus.pro is needed on Dust2. It's the map pick of Big, and it was looking like it was going Virtus.pro's way, but suddenly a comeback and a few rounds here and there from Big. Some great calls out of tabseN and some great individual moments from him as well. And we're right into the action. No time wasted. CSGO tagging Yakindar on the cross.
Not the ideal start for Yakindar, who's even taken a bit of damage from a nade there, down to 28 health now. That is damage that they likely aren't 100% sure they have hit, though. So at least they won't be instantly barreling into this B site, thirsty for blood. Instead, Big will take their time here in this first round of OT. They were willing to go for the throat, go for the faster plays towards the end of regulation, and we are seeing them start to investigate mid, and it's wide open right now.
And Buster at the back of platform has a great opportunity. See if they can find anything from it. Flash is going through Zentaras. The rest of the squad now getting their way closer and closer to this B-bomb site. Yekindar is underneath the window. All get ready. Play comes up. It's Tabson first. It's the victim of Yekindar's rifle. Buster doing good work as well. He's found Zentaras out of play. And a 4v3 for VP. They've still held on to this B-bomb side. Big have got a big opportunity to try and take out Kicker, though. Keto could get this frag, and that's the kill back into the 3v3 now. But remember, they still have the site right now for VP. That's the bigger issue for Big right now. So they're going to leave B. Instead, they're going to go all the way up into short. Jim has found Keto, and he's still in this A site. He knows they're falling back, and now he has to deal with the short offensive, but the flash is so good. The smoke didn't go out, so there's no cover out to his right side. He'll be given some extra time and some chances to stay alive as he jumps down over the top of the ramp. Nice shot, but it's a leg shot on his Searson. The P250 gets it done. And now it is just Tizian, a 1v2, finally gets the bomb onto the site. He's got to hold off this retake attempt. Buster and Yekindar coming in with the kills. And I don't know how James stays alive so long, but he somehow gets away with a kill.
Wow, James getting that one kill, making all the difference to allow his teammates to come back in. They know exactly where Tizian is, trapped on the site after just having planted the bomb. Such a wild round. Big really were not willing to commit through for the mid to B split there. They were really concerned about coming in through doors and through window. Door position got smoked. They weren't comfortable coordinating that push from both sides, which definitely could have worked. But one man goes in initially. Yekindar gets flashed in for the peak, which denies that initial play. And then VP are able to stall it out for long enough. Back to this long stack for VP early. That will net them the long control. Now they start to rotate back, but Big are already taking short themselves, which is something VP need to be ready for.
Yeah, and Keto being the front man, he has been unleashed so far on this map. He's been doing a lot of work, especially in some of those A hits. I feel like he's getting a lot of impact in those. Dropping down the play, slowing down the play. Big finally will start to play through middle. Keto, the front man. Charging on up, it's the B split once again. VP, can they hold? Yekindar and Buster have been absolute animals so far, holding down this side, and Buster again with a pick. Yekindar's rifle spots out, the bomb gets one, and now Buster under pressure, gets away with another, and just finding 3 kills there puts it in the man advantage for VP. But they still got to retake the B bomb side, and that's easier said than done.
Searson's in a tough spot here, though. If they double peek him with the AWP, he could be in trouble.
And also they're pushing through tunnels as well from T-Spawn. Searson is going to get those 1v1 fights. He's got one. Kickert has gone down. I now wonder if Sanji commits to the site because he knows there's only one player in there. Searson has to go into tunnels, and because he's not up there right now, they have the chance for the 1v1 inside of the site. It's Keto, though, and Keto goes down. Sanji's found it, and now Searson has to win out the 1 versus 2. The bomb not planted for him, but he has got a Molotov. Defuse starting to come through. Fire flames, he runs right through them, but he cannot get Jim off. The defuse just before the fire tickles his feet. It's 17 rounds for Virtus.pro, and really well done there for Sanji just to realize he's got the 1v1 fight. He's got to go, and he gets the kill.
And this initial hold was just good enough. Buster hitting this second shot as he goes down. That's what makes the difference. The player up above at window felt like he had to force the trade. You can see why he'd go for it because his teammate's already down on the site, but Keto's just a split second too late to keep his teammate alive. It really is coming down to the split seconds, but Yekindar making the play out mid and hitting the headshot against the AWP.
Yeah, huge opening for Yekindar. Sanji and Yekindar, another couple of kills. VP, when they head to overtime, it's never easy. We've seen them toy with complexity in the bonus rounds a couple of days ago, and once again, Virtus.pro are destroying Big in overtime. Zentaras with a clutch. 1v4 is needed. The Turkish aim god looking for his first. What's that one on the side? And that is James Orb. He peeks into him, and Zentaras. He's low on HP, but a filthy shot. Jammed down. Zentaras is looking for another victim. Once he gets going, the machine can be unrelenting, but out to his left side is Buster waiting for him. A flawless half from Virtus.pro in overtime. And Big, they fought so hard to get back into this situation, but it might just slip out of their fingers.
Yekindar showing that confidence on the mid play there. We haven't seen that all game long. but he brings it out for the overtime and gives his team the 18-15 lead. Big have just not been able to handle these individuals right now. VP have been landing some insane shots across the board, and now they get the chance to do the same on their T side. No smoke for the cross. Eventually it comes in. James can't land the shot.
Keto is holding for the peak of the orb into him, and somehow James comes out on top. Virtus.pro giving the man advantage, and Searson, oh my god, he's run over the top of Yekindar, and Searson somehow gets away with a kill. Yekindar held for a little moment, and eventually gets his reward. I think James is going to be a little annoyed that kill didn't come in a little bit quicker, but still, Virtus.pro hold the advantage. tabseN now gets aggressive into short. They need to make a difference, and tabseN has been a little quiet in comparison to his play and performances, but this is more like it. tabseN just getting one. He's close to finding Kicker, but Tizian under pressure. The Molotov did tickle him slightly, but he's still safe behind the baskets. Virtus.pro have only got a minute left on this B side.
Oh, Tizian spotting the long players and now calling for assistance. Santares can come and help out. Smoke's aren't good enough. Santares has a big gap to work with.
Oh, Tizian's run out of ammo, though. He has to go for the reload. Santares is down. It's now just Tizian left to try and survive for big. It looks like Virtus.pro might have just done it, but Tizian looking for a miracle. Dropping down. Oh, through the smoke. He spots Sanji just emerging. And that will be the kill, but with 30 seconds left, the bomb is making the long play through T-spawn to get back over to the B site. Can Tizian get over there in time? The bigger issue is Kicker's holding him from CT, but now he's dropped back inside of the site, and Tizian's worried about the mid-play. Utility being used up into the B-bomb site. Comes down to whether or not Kicker will spot him. Going for jump spots, and while he spotted the bomb, now crossover. 10 seconds as the bomb begins to get planted. Tizian now walking his way up closer to the window. He's hoping for a fight to turn this into the 1v1. The Virtus.pro are not going to give him a single fight. In fact, they've doubled up to the same side of the bomb site. And Tizian, if he goes through window, immediate death. From door, likely the same scenario. He goes through, he's got to get a quick kill. They're not looking now. Finally, the AWP is going to miss the shot. And Tizian given a chance, but Kicker will not miss twice. 19-15 for Virtus.pro. So far, so good for the revenge story as they look to stay alive in Cologne. And Virtus up next between these two sides.